Welcome to Average to D1 in 8 weeks. This is episode 2, week 1. If you're new, my goal is to go from an average baseball player to a Division I level baseball player in 8 weeks to show you what's possible and to get more athletic for myself. The goals are to throw a baseball 90 miles per hour from the outfield, hit a baseball 100 miles per hour off a tee with a wood bat, and run a 6'7" 60-yard dash. I need to do this at a body weight of 190 pounds or more with a body fat percentage of 12% or less. I started at 78 miles per hour from the outfield, 92 miles per hour exit velo, and 7.25 second 60 at 190.6 pounds and 15% body fat last week. I have my work cut out for me. And I have a bonus goal for you all, which is that if I hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this series, one lucky winner will win a giveaway with the best programming and tools that I use to reach these numbers, gifted by the coaches who prepared them for me. This week, I have a very special surprise for you. It's Coach Jim Warren. He has personally trained numerous all-star professional athletes, tons of college guys, and he was my trainer who got me from a 7.2 to a 6.59 second 60 in high school before I needed to put on a bunch of size for college. I asked him for advice on the best approach to hitting this goal in 8 weeks, and I told him my plan was to test it each week, which he advised against. Here is week 1.
You get somebody to time you in a series of 10s.
Okay.
Like 5 10s. And then next week you do 5 more 10s.
Okay.
And then, maybe a couple weeks from now you do 5 20s, and then 5 30s and 5 40s and then 5. And you can go from 40 to 60, but if you have a bad 10, you will always have a bad 40 or 60.
The 10 was always the worst part of my 60.
You can't fix a bad, you can fix a bad 10, but if you don't fix a bad 10, you'll never have a good 60. So I would use that metrics because
Okay.
I don't think in a week you're going to see changes and I think you're putting undue stress on yourself by coming up with a methodology where that type of change is going to occur that quickly.
Yeah,
So
that's
I think
fair.
you'd be better served to have 2 or 3 weeks of, skipping, hopping, TRX work, foam rolling, the prep, the conditioning for the pre-training.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
First off, I think it would be better for you if you were my athlete, which essentially you are. I wouldn't let you throw hard or do sprints yet.
Right.
It's just a recipe for failure.
I am really working on just pure athleticism right now. Throwing works on explosiveness and athleticism. Hitting works on explosiveness and athleticism. And running, obviously, is athleticism. My legs need to be a lot more powerful to be running faster and to be hitting harder and to be throwing harder. So the first thing that I want to work on is just getting more explosive. He himself was an incredible athlete and he trained some of the best. He trained me in high school and going into college, and I wish so badly that I knew a lot of what I know now about hard work and discipline, because I would have been such a better athlete with him on my side. That being said, what I want to do now is develop a baseline of athleticism, and he said the best thing that you can do to work on running, throwing, hitting, all of those things and the power that goes behind them is to work on jumping and plyometric athleticism. So the last time I really trained for this, I was 50 pounds lighter, 40 pounds lighter. I was 150 pounds. So in a lot of ways, I'm teaching myself this stuff all over again, and I'm teaching my body how to do it all over again. My knees and ankles have not felt like this in a long time. If you've ever seen like a cat jump off of a high thing and then land, you never hear it. You want to do the same thing here. I don't think I'm very close, but I feel like I'm gonna hit my head on the ceiling. If I do, I guess it's kind of cool. All right, we're on our way to Choose. We're going there first this week for the in-body test first, and then we're going to Costco, and then we're doing the exit velo and 10-yard sprints today for the periodization on my running, and then we're going to just do a little bit of throwing progressions, but I am not testing a pull down today because I don't want to go too crazy out of the box throwing my arm out. So, see you at Choose.
Stand up.
Yeah, boy! So that means I'm going up in the weight and down in body fat, which is the right direction. Cheers. I will see you at the field. All right, we made it to the cages, and we're not doing an exit velo test, a pull down, or a 60 today, but I'm doing the periodization working up to it like Jim talked about in that Zoom call. So today we're gonna be working on hitting hard off the tee, doing some throwing progressions, and timing 5 10-yard dashes inside because it snowed. I'm gonna take you through my swing progressions of how I like to warm up off the tee. First thing I like to do is just take some swings with no legs, just to get my hands loose, throw my hands at the ball, and then I like to factor my legs in afterwards to work on my sequencing and hitting the ball hard. Watch out. Safety. After I swing with no legs, I like to put the ball on the outside corner of the plate and work on staying inside the ball and hitting it hard the other way. Next, I like to just have the tee right down the middle, see if I can hit a hard line drive up the middle a bunch of times in a row, and just work on consistency of the movement. And I'm just focusing on keeping my hands loose and keeping that sequencing right, where my hips lead the charge and my hands turn down as my hips lead the charge, the barrel follows. If you followed me for a while, I'm sure you've seen this sequence a bunch of times, but I will continue to say it a bunch of times because it helps me the most with power out of anything I've ever done. Because now I'm primed and ready to twitch hard and swing fast and loose. So since we're inside, I can't do long toss today, so I'm gonna be doing throwing progressions against this screen, and I'm basically gonna pretend like I'm getting out to long toss, but not doing too much throwing because my arm is still pretty out of shape. So here we go. Take off my watch. Shoot. As I'm doing these, I'm pretending like my friend is 10 feet away and moving back with each progression. So my throws are gonna stay low until I get to the long toss. And then I'm gonna arc it a little bit until I do the pull downs on the way in. I'm gonna do a couple pull downs now, not too hard, not max effort, but just trying to get backspin on the ball and whip it. Is that scary?
Yeah.
Sorry. It's gonna be 10 yards from here to the other tees over there. And before I do the 10-yard sprints, I need to warm up. So we'll see you with the warm-ups. My hips are popping every time. I'm crazy. All right, attempt number 1. I almost fell. What I'm working on here is driving hard with my arms out of the start position, because your elbows are what bring your knees up. So if you drive your elbow hard and fast, your knee will pull up really fast. But a lot of the time people trip out of the box because they're just right here and their legs can't start moving fast and they start to trip. So the harder you drive your arms, the harder your legs are gonna drive, especially in the first 10 yards. Here's attempt number 2. This is also my worst part of my 60, is the first 10 yards. Because I accelerate slow, but once I get up to speed, I'm decently fast. So I need to work on the acceleration a lot. Attempt number 3. You stopped? I stopped pushing. Shoot. Felt my thighs slap together. Attempt number 4. I'm gonna try not to stop before the end like Chloe said I did last time. I feel like I run like a duck. I'm gonna try something kind of crazy here, see if it helps at all. I'm gonna see if just trying to take bigger, more powerful steps works to go faster in the beginning. Attempt number 5. That look faster? We'll see. We will see. All right, that will do it for the hitting, throwing, running. We already did the in-body test, so outro will, here you go. This week was a little different than last week. I did not measure my exit velo, pull down, or 60 time, but I made significant progress towards my goals, and I got to walk you through some of what I'm working on to get there. As a reminder, these were the goals that I'm going for, and here's where we were in episode 1, week 0. The weight and body fat, as well as the subscribers, are updated here for week 1. And here are all the 10-yard sprint times from this week. These are important because I'm going to compare them from this week to next, see if there are any material improvements for these. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. There's been so much support over the last week. Check out James 1, 2 through 4 this week if you want a great Bible verse to take to heart. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you next week. God bless you. Stay steadfast.
This is special.